On any one night in England, 3,500 people are living rough on the street. Last year, 275,000 people approached their local authority for homeless assistance. That can't be right. That's fucking mental. That is 250,000 people who are that close to living rough on the streets, and 3,500 people who are actually living rough on the street. 124,000 children living in temporary accommodation. Fucking children. These stats are horrendous. Oh, here we go. I wonder. Over half of homeless services have seen their funding cut in the last 5 years. 3,500 people. It's a societal failure, homelessness. It's one of the biggest indications that a society has failed is people who are hungry, begging and sleeping on the streets. And yet we're encouraged to see homeless people as if they've somehow failed themselves. It's their fault. They haven't worked hard enough. Don't worry about it. It's not your fault. Look at him. He's pissed. It must be his fault. It must be his fault, because we live in a meritocracy where if you work hard enough, you will succeed, which of course is plainly bollocks. It's exactly the same way that we treat people on benefits. And then we kid ourselves that not only is it their fault, but somehow that they're dangerous. Even the language that we use, beggars operate in this, operate like they're the fucking White Lightning Mafia or something. The other one, don't encourage begging. What, by giving him 20p? I'm not encouraging it, but the guy wants a cup of tea or a ruck of fucking crack or something. All right? Don't encourage it. It's like don't feed the pigeons. Vermin. Yeah, they're an embarrassment. I don't know. Maybe it is encouraging it. Maybe there is a better way to help. Fuck this. Just wait there 2 secs. And yes, some of them stink of piss. Do you know why they stink of piss? Because he pissed himself last Tuesday, and a hot shower and a change of clothes has yet to present itself. Okay. Yeah, but I walk past him every day. He is literally and proverbially a bad smell. That madman's shouting at the pigeons again. Let's just take a look at that sentence, shall we? A grown man who is addicted to alcohol, who is mentally ill without a roof over his head, is shouting at the pigeons again. And yet I walk past him. Yet I live in a society where everyone walks past him. I live in a society where the government does nothing about it apart from cut funding. Why is a policeman or an ambulance not stopping and taking him somewhere safe and warm? A society doesn't work if one person is living rough on the street. It's morally bankrupt if this is normal and on the increase and getting worse. And if it's getting worse, it's more visible. And if it's more visible, I have to do more to try and ignore it to be able to get on with my day, which means I become part of the problem. Every day I walk past people who are cold and hungry and ill and homeless, and I don't stop and give them everything I have. Shame on me. Sleeping rough has doubled since 2010. Doubled! I mean, if you've seen it, I've noticed it. Have you know? I've noticed it's doubled. Hang on a minute. Did I not just say that homelessness services have been halved, and yet homelessness has doubled? The funding's halved and the problem's doubled. It's almost like those two statistics are related somehow, isn't it? It doesn't matter what your politics are. One person living rough on the street, your government's failed. Cheese sandwich, packet of tobacco, some water, and a little bottle of whiskey, because, you know, it's Christmas.